Yo, what is up guys, I'm here hitting you up with a new video, and today I wanted to show you how good the new skill Sonic Stream is. I was lucky enough to get every element of the skill, and 3 out of 4 I have in the purple version. Early disclaimer when it comes to these skills is Sonic Stream 3 out of 4 skills are currently bugged or their translation is incorrect. Classic not marble. Let's start with the wind one, Sonic Stream, which is one of the consistent abilities right now. So when you have it purple, it has 1462% multiplier. By the way, the skill is at level 7 right now, and it applies the flow of the wind effect with each hit, which is this one, increases attack by 1.5%, duration 10 seconds. So basically you just throw out the skill, you get 10 stacks, that's basically 15% attack increase. And Wind Shroud is activated for each small blade that hits when thrown consecutively, increasing the damage of the last blade by 15%, stacking up to 6 times. So you basically have a 90% damage increase for the skill itself. Now for the ideal setup for the wind one, you just want to use Vacuum Wave, Armor Break for the break skill and for the damage taken, and with West Wind together. Okay, let's see how much damage we deal with that skill against this guy, this Battlefield 39. So we do that skill, boom, 2.5 million with the current setup. And the ideal way you want to use that skill or utilize the skill in general is you want to use Armor Break, then use the skill to get the 10 stacks, and then you want to use your West Wind, obviously. So we have now 10 stacks. Okay, now this one depleted, ran out of time, but you probably get the idea of how you want to use it. So basically all you gotta do is get the damage taken debuff, do a Shadow Step, get your stacks up, cast your West Wind, and maybe use Alicia to get the freeze, so you have all the time in the world to cast your West Wind fully charged without any issues. The one thing which is kinda annoying, as you can see with that skill at least, is you do not have super armor, so you wanna make sure that you're kinda using those skills immediately after a Shadow Step, just because they take just so much time to actually get going, right? The wind one, all in all, is an okay skill. It basically is there to further buff your West Wind. Just throw it out, get 50% attack increase with the damage taken of Vacuum Wave, and then just go ham with your West Wind. Next up we have the Sonic Stream, the light version, Double Down, has a 2000% multiplier, and it says when your attack hits an enemy that doesn't have a break gauge, it increases the damage of raid cut by 90% for 7 seconds. So this is a mistranslation. I don't know if they changed it right now because the skill does not exist yet, but the rate cut with the boost is actually that the skill boosts itself. So whatever rate cut is saying, it's actually a Sonic Stream damage increase. Let's take a look at it. So there we go, Shadow Step, and then we use that skill. And you see 3.3 million, very good damage. The one thing I can't tell you about the skill is if the 90% damage multiplier actually applies correctly. That is the only thing I can't tell you. But what I can say is it's, in my opinion, one of the better Sonic Stream skills, just because of the simple fact that the light element for Jinwoo's skills are currently lacking, and your best damage option for light is Death Stance with a 30% crit damage buff. But except that, the light element does not really have damaging skills. So with Sonic Stream Light, we have at least the very first light damaging skill. So it's pure damage, no utility, pure damage, but the damage is very good. So that's why I say it's one of the better ones. Next up we have the fire version, has a 2200% multiplier. When the final hit lands, it charges the user's core gauge to 100%. When the final hit lands, it increases Sung Jin-woo's core attack damage by 90% for 7 seconds. So the ideal setup is with Phoenix Soul together. but I can tell you the skill is bugged. The multiplier, it says it's 90%. It's not really 90%. It's more 30%. So they need to change that. So 2.3 million damage, as you can see. Now, since the damage only increases by 30% if you utilize this skill, core attack of the Phoenix Soul for the buffed state, and it really is not that much, you kind of want to use it when the core attack is not ready, so you can get more damage out of the general core attack of the Phoenix Soul without its Phoenix stacks. So you kind of do it more like this, and you have to connect the last hit, so you activate the core and then you deal your damage. So depending on where your Phoenix Soul is, if you have it A5, you use the Phoenix Soul effect, do your core attack twice, and then use the skill, followed up by the core attack. Or if you don't have it A5, you want to use the core attack of the skill, and then use the Sonic Stream, and then do the core attack. So it looks like this. Boom, another one. Then you use that skill. Okay, I'm getting hit, but you have to hit the last attack. And if you don't hit the last attack, you don't get the core attack. So it's also a good showcase that, so you know you do not have super armor. So you have to make sure that you are safe to make this worthwhile. I feel like the best use for that skill might be Power of Destruction together with the Armor Break Fire when the dragon is down. So once the dragon goes down, you immediately charge your Armor Break, get the damage out, and then you follow up with the Phoenix Bow, do your core attack, use the skill, do another core attack. That's probably the best utility for the skill. I personally do not like it as much, just because damage buff is bugged. It's only buffs for 30% and not for 90%. I tested it on floor 25, where the core attack of Phoenix Soul did remove 20 bars from the bear, and with the buff of the Sonic Stream, it did 23 bars with all crits. So that's why this also needs to be fixed. Right now, as of right now, it's one of my least favorite ones. Sonic Stream Magnifying Slashes, the dark skill with that new ability. Deals dark elemental damage when using a skill in sequence with Magnifying Slashes. The damage of Magnifying Slash increased by 100% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 2 times. When using Magnifying Slashes and the skill sequentially, the user recovers 80 of their MP. Now, spoiler, in my opinion, this one is the best skill out of all the elements, and I like it the most as well. But this skill, Magnifying Slash, is also bugged. Now let me show you something real quick. So let's take a look at the damage first. So let's wait for a damaging skill. Yeah, of course. Okay, there we go. Finally. Now you use that skill, you can use it 3 times. So we got him down to like 69 bars. And you have to remember, it was basically the same, the light one, but this one is only the blue version. It's not the purple version. Now for how it works is, when you use that skill, or how you want to use it, you want to use that skill, then you see that blue bar, then you want to use a different skill, then you want to continue that, use a different skill again, because you have the blue bar already, and then you use that Magnifying Slash. This is how you actually trigger the effect. That's how it's supposed to work. You can use that skill, so in total of 3 times. You start off with Magnifying Slash, use a different skill, Magnifying Slash again, different skill, Magnifying Slash again. And this is how you dish out all of the damage. But the skill currently does not work as intended. As you saw from the skill description, is if you use it sequentially, so when you do this one followed up by this one, the skill should deal increased damage, 100% more damage, right? And you should recover MP as well. But right now the skill is actually bugged, and you only trigger the effect if you keep spamming the Magnifying Slashes skill. So the only way, if you look at it now, I only get the MP if I use the skill rapidly. So I use it once, twice, 3 times. There you go, you see I got the MP back, but that was using the skill consecutively, not sequentially. Now let's take a look at it again, because it says it should be sequentially. Now if I use that skill, when I use Armor Break, this should give me now 80 MP, but it doesn't, because it's currently not working as intended. Now if I try to do it like super fast because of the 3-second cooldown, for example, I do this, and then do this, doesn't change the fact I don't get the MP. Only when I use that skill immediately within that 3-second time period, you are recovering the MP, and that also means the damage increase also only works when you are spamming that skill 3 times in a row. So this is bugged. Netmarble needs to fix this as well. Once this is fixed, the Magnifying Slash is by far the best Sonic Stream ability of all of them, just because of the utility, because you can always use it as a like filler skill in the meantime till your other skills are ready, and you recover MP, which is huge because then you can always get damage out, you can swap stuff, and you increase the damage of the skill, right? And it's actually very, very powerful. Like if you get the legendary version of that skill, it has in total a 500% multiplier. The damage is absolutely nuts, guys. The damage is absolutely nuts. And you recover with the legendary version 200 MP, and if it works as intended, you're basically getting an incredibly powerful damaging skill which costs you literally no mana at all. When Netmarble fixes this is by far the best ability. This sums up all the new Sonic Stream skills with each element and showcase, so you have an idea on where to use them and how to use them, and that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.